pages. Chronicles, Gospels, prophets, sages. Leviticus, laws to pause, find phrases. Turning them corners, no spiritual mazes. Genesis to Revelation, so divine. Flip them scripts, endless grace you'll find. Psalms singing sweet, unbroken lines. Hitting that rhythm, wordplay refined. Anybody in here blessed? Anybody in here blessed? Bible in 1 year, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? Wake up early, the dawn's light shimmers. Spiritual breakfast, soul food dinners. Isaiah's vision, Ezekiel's figures. Walk through the fire, no one limbers. Kings and judges, prophets profound. Plowing the word, no mythical ground. Verse after verse, wisdom's bound. Heavenly soundtrack, soul serving sound. Anybody in here blessed? Anybody in here blessed? Bible in 1 year, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? No shortcuts, all divine routes. Listen to the whispers, no room for doubt. Parables drop stronger than gold faucets. Souls hydrated from divine prophets. Study the book, change perspectives. Carefully crafted, not too subjective. A year to reflect, learning perfect. Patterns of grace that time can't deflect. Old Testament drops deep and so real. Kings and warriors, covenant seals. Split that Red Sea, divine reveal. Commandments written, not made of steel. Bethlehem birth to cross on the hill. Unfolding the Nabi blessings, pastor with skill. Scripture flip, every verse fulfilled.
Through the word, every verse, every chapter, nothing unheard. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Yo, online sermons, holy vibes delivered. Spreading light, got the sinners reconsidered. Psalm to psalm, man's like a holy DJ. Flipping through scripture, repping the Yahweh. Your emotes in the chat, praising the message. Flat cap on point, teaching eternal lessons. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick. Virtual congregation, united in devotion. 1 year strong, a spiritual promotion. He's a life coach with divine instructions. Streaming holiness, no room for interruption. Flat cap changed the game, new pastoral fame. Virtual shepherd, he's embracing the mainframe. In the comments, affirmatives and amens. With each Goliath tackled, faith extend. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Yo, online sermons, holy vibes delivered. Spreading light, got the sinners reconsidered. Psalm to psalm, man's like a holy DJ. Flipping through scripture, repping the Yahweh. Your emotes in the chat, praising the message. Flat cap on point, teaching eternal lessons. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick. Virtual congregation, united in devotion. 1 year strong, a spiritual promotion. He's a life coach with divine instructions. Streaming holiness, no room for interruption. Flat cap changed the game, new pastoral fame. Virtual shepherd, he's embracing the mainframe. In the comments, affirmatives and amens. With each Goliath tackled, faith extend. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. 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 Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. trying to get stream avatars running today, and it's crashing. Yesterday it was OBS that was crashing. Today, apparently, streaming avatars, boom, there it crashed again. So it was all the way up, almost loaded, and it crashed. So not sure what's up with that. I don't know if there's some update that I need. Could possibly be. Demaro, welcome in. Wordy girl, great to see you, friend. Great to see you. Hope you are doing well. Bum, 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 bum. All right, so normal kind of morning here until we get to 10 o'clock. Then there might be a collab stream. Not a collab stream on another stream where I'm doing a podcast interview, but Sunshine S Games is asked to collab, so we might be doing that at 10 o'clock if it all works out. So we'll see how that all happens. Might just do a prayer stream. Don't know what we're going to do. She asked about that, and so we can certainly look at that, and maybe we'll just chat and see what happens. So who knows? Who knows? Stay tuned. All right. I'm going to try one more time on the stream avatars because I do like having it up. It's kind of fun. I really need on some level to you know, play with it more, get some more options, get some more stuff going with it. But, you know, it's one of those, as always, I need to spend more time. I need to learn more. And there's so many places where that's true that I never have it all the way up to where it could be. So, anyway, glad to have all of you here this morning. If you'll notice over here, we are passing the cap for Wordy Girl. There is the regular stream schedule here, and then Mondays and Fridays going over to the Fish channel. By the way, let me just give you a peek at the Fish a minute, because if you were not here yesterday, you may not have found out that there are baby birds. Oh, I've got this. Let me turn it on.
Reach Conf was an absolute blast.
There we go. We got baby birds. So Mom was feeding them earlier today. She's not feeding right now, but she's sitting on the nest. And, yeah, so I've got baby birds that you're going to get bigger. So if you ever want to go check out the baby birds, you can go over to my Fish channel, and they're there. And then if you just want one of those 4 scenes, you just type on the one that you want, ! birds. If you want the birds, ! koi. If you want the koi, a pond, sun, or beach. And then there's one that I don't show on this, and it's underwater. You can watch the fish underwater. So, all right, dun 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 dun. Johnny Darko, morning. Hey, how's the puppy? Is the puppy still keeping you up and away from being able to do the streaming you were trying to start to do? Let me adjust what it says we're doing today. We're not in Matthew. We are in Genesis. There we go. Genesis. Genesis. I don't know how many different ways I can pronounce it, but fun with words, everybody. Fun with words. So it says, if I go over here, that we made it through like verse 14 of Genesis whenever we last met, which has been a while, on Tuesdays. Okay. This is the account of Jacob. He was 17 years old, taking care of the flock. Israel loved him more, so we have the whole tunic. And, you know, a special tunic. I like how he made a special tunic for him. We know that it's special. We know it signified stuff. What was it actually? We don't know. It's not clear if the tunic, because the meaning of the Hebrew word described is uncertain. The idea of the coat of many colors comes from the Greek translation. So in the Hebrew, it's maybe embroidered, maybe it's something else going on. The many colors comes from the Greek idea. So, Johnny, certainly keeping me from streaming for sure. He's got a ton of energy. He's sleeping through night now. But man, is he a bundle of energy. You're guessing after 6 months when he turns 1 year, that you might be able to stream again. So you started to stream and you got a puppy and now you can't stream. Okay. Well, you know, there's that. There's that. We had Joseph's dreams. That's where we had left off. Was Joseph telling his brothers and his parents about the dreams that he was having. Okay. So I think we'll pick it up right here in 12. Before I do, I'm going to go over here and check on the Passing the Cat for Wordy Girl. Let me update this and see. She is 64% of her way to the goal of getting her housing paid for the month. So, been struggling with full-time employment, been laid off, and then, part-time work as a cashier and streamer, not able to make ends meet. So, if you are able to assist and help, that would be pretty fantastic. We will be praying for Wordy Girl, but there's the link for Pass the Cap, and 65% of the way to the goal. So hopefully we can help her in the next 2 weeks be able to make that and take care of that. Johnny, the issue is actually that your wife works nights and you need to keep the puppy from barking while she's sleeping, so the opposite schedule poses a challenge with the very vocal beagle. Well, beagles are always vocal. If you wanted a quiet dog, you picked the wrong breed. You picked the wrong breed for a quiet dog. I don't have advice on how to keep dogs quiet. My advice is get cats. Then they are quieter. Or get fish. They make very, very little noise. The noise is from the air pump. That's the noise I get with fish. Just giving you a hard time. Okay, so let's pick that up. When his brothers had gone to graze their father's flocks near Shechem. Okay, so when places are mentioned, we should be thinking what else has happened in those places. And it's like there's so many places it's hard to remember. So sometimes I go and look them up and say, oh, what else has happened here? I know that Abraham had been at Shechem. There were some things that happened there. There's purchase of land and other things that happened at Shechem. All those kinds of things. Wordy Girl, I appreciate your prayers and any support. Thank you so much again to you as well. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, absolutely. It's, I think most of us who are content creators who are trying to be Christians in digital spaces go through these struggles from time to time of, can I make all of my bills get taken care of? And so, yeah, I just think we should support one another. I'm in the middle of trying to work on fundraise support outside of Twitch so that my Twitch community can just receive from me and not have to be these supporters of me. But every bit, tip, and sub is super, super appreciated. I just feel so blessed by all of those. Johnny, you'll have this little puppy until his last breath. He's your buddy, even with the behavioral challenges. Well, our love for pets are not contingent upon their behavior. At least it shouldn't be. Where to go? Sometimes even if puppies are allowed, the audience doesn't mind as much as the streamer thinks it's annoying. A lot of audiences like pet interruptions. Oh, true. As far as streaming goes, I was thinking as far as sleeping goes and having peace in your household. Because as the person in the audience, I could turn the volume down. The person in the household trying to sleep can't turn the volume down. I wasn't thinking about streaming when I was commenting about not wanting noisy pets. So, okay. Israel said to Joseph, your brothers are grazing the flocks near Shechem. Come, I will send you to them. I'm ready, Joseph replied. So Jacob said to him, go now and check on the welfare of your brothers and of the flocks and bring me word. So Jacob sent him from the valley of Hebron. Okay, check on the welfare. What do we have here? Oh, on the peace. Ooh, that's interesting. So go see the peace of your brothers. Do they have peace right now? Oh, that's an interesting thing. As they are tending the flocks, is a weirder way to say this, is everything copacetic? Is it all good? It's all good, man. When Joseph reached Shechem, a man found him wandering in the field. So the man asked him, "What are you looking for?" He replied, "I'm looking for my brothers. Please tell me where they are grazing their flocks." The man said, "They left this area, for I heard them say, 'Let's go to Dothan.'" So Joseph went after his brothers and found them at Dothan. Dothan. Doesn't that sound like He-Man kind of reference? Dothan? Okay, let's go look that up. Genesis 37. Bum, 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 bum. Johnny, appreciate the encouragement for streaming again. You have your eye on it. You've been keeping busy with your local church. You're leading a Bible study tomorrow at the local nursing home, and then giving a 5-minute exhortation on Sunday morning on Father's Day at the surface. Oh, that's right, it is. But you want to get back to reading the Bible again on stream. You really enjoy that. Yeah. Yeah, and I think your setup is cool. Totally different than anyone else that I know is doing stuff. So I like that. I like being a little bit unique in what you are doing. I mean, like if you find someone else with, a whole hat rack like this, let me know. Let me know. I mean, it's not, all 3 walls behind me filled with shoes or anything, but, Okay, we were looking at 37:17. We're trying to find Dothan. Oops, wrong one. Da, 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 da. Yeah, cough. Big Unc KB. Cough. Yes. 2 wells. 2 wells. Okay, where is this reference before? Oh, it's just here, and then Kings. Kings mentions it. Okay. He said, "Go spy where he is, that I may send and fetch him." And it was told, saying, "Behold, he is in Dothan." Okay, interesting. I'm always curious at these places that are like barely have a reference, but you still took the time to mention the place. Gonna lurk and listen because you're gonna make some breakfast. Sounds good, friend. Okay. Gonna go ahead and look at Shechem. Since we're right here. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Shechem. Shechem. Oh. Is it not playing? Oh, there we go. Just realized I didn't have the music in the background playing, so I'll start that. There we go. Okay, so the first mention is Genesis 12. Abram passed through the land unto the place in Shechem, unto the plain of Moriah. And the Canaanite was in the land. And Jacob came to Salem, a city, Shechem, which is in the plain of Canaan, which is came to Padaram, and pitched his tent in the city. Okay, here's the part. And he brought the parcel of land where he spread his tent at his hand of his child Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of money. And when Shechem, son of Hamor, the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, okay, so Shechem, we're going to come back to Shechem. We will come back to Shechem. Mel, welcome in here, listening while getting ready. College event for your kid today. Oh, super fun. Super fun. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. So we're at Dothan, 2 wells. Now Joseph's brothers saw him from a distance, and before he reached them, they plotted to kill him. They said to one another, "Here comes this master of dreams. Come, let's kill him, throw him into the cistern, and then say that a wild animal ate him. Then we'll see how his dreams turn out." The master of dreams is coming. The brothers' words have been sarcastic. Words have a sarcastic note and indicate that they resented his dreams. Ooh, that's interesting. You can't actually prove sarcasm. There's nothing in any written language that denotes sarcasm. Sarcasm is often in the tone of voice. So you get some really dry sarcasm. There is no clue in the tone of voice. A person who does not know and is not the intended hearer will not notice its sarcasm. It will sound like it's genuinely true. But anyway, the plan of, if he's dead, how will his dreams come true? When Reuben heard this, he rescued Joseph from their hands, saying, "Let's not take his life." Reuben continued, "Don't shed blood. Throw him into the cistern that is here in the wilderness, but don't lay a hand on him." Reuben said this so that he could rescue Joseph from them and take him back to his father. So, Reuben trying to be goody two-shoes older brother, or or is he trying to get back into dad's good graces? Sarcasm in emotes. Emotes the superior language. Lou says, good morning, everyone. When Joseph reached his brothers, they stripped him of his tunic, the special tunic that he wore. Then they took him and threw him into the cistern. Now, the cistern was empty. There was no water in it. So this is like a fascinating little note. The cistern is empty. Okay, why would they be around a cistern? They have flocks. You need water for your flocks. There's no water in the cistern. Why are they choosing to stay by a cistern that has no water? Did they empty it out? Now, we know going forward, Jeremiah gets thrown in a cistern, and it's got like mud in it that he falls into, so it wouldn't have been a completely dry cistern. Maybe this is an old cistern that has dried up and is not used. Or maybe it's so far into the dry season that there is going to be no water in it. Okay? It's just interesting little details that it's giving us. The cistern is empty. So it's telling us he's not down there having to swim for his life or soaking in water or any of that kind of stuff. There's no water in it. Doesn't mean that there's not necessarily any mud. There could be, but it's just saying no water. Southside Love, welcome in. Appreciate the emotes, friend. When they sat down to eat their food, they looked up and saw a caravan of Ishmaelites coming from Gilead. Okay, so there are some changes that happens here. Now, some people try to explain away the changes. I want to just say and see what it is. So, a caravan of Ishmaelites. Ishmael is Isaac's half-brother. So there's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Ishmael is the half-brother, so he is the Ishmaelites are going to be relatives because they're descendants of Abraham. But they're through Hagar, they're not from the promise. So Ishmaelites are on their way. Their camels were carrying spices, balms, and myrrh down to Egypt. Then Judah said to his brothers. Now notice who's the one who does it. So Reuben is the one speaking up to be on behalf of his brother to bring safety for his life. And now we have Judah, who's going to speak up on the behalf of the brothers' benefits. What profit is there if, if we kill our brother and cover up his blood? Come, let's sell him to the Ishmaelites, but let's not lay a hand on him. For after all, he is our brother, our own flesh. His brothers agreed. So when the Midianite merchants passed by, Joseph's brothers pulled him out of the cistern and sold him to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver. Wait a minute. It says the Midianite merchants passed by. The Midianites were close relatives. Relationship between Ishmaelites and Midianites. See Judges. Okay. The Midianites are a different group of the family from the Ishmaelites. They are related in the same way that all of these brothers are going to be related by cousins, by, being part of the family. They're not the same group. Why does it change and say, so when the Midianite merchants passed by, Joseph's brothers pulled him out of the cistern and sold him to the Ishmaelites? Okay, there's some textual variance in here that people argue about. And in fact, there's this whole Jewish thinking about his brothers aren't the ones that sell him into Egypt. He gets sold to the Midianites sell him to the Ishmaelites are the ones that take him to Egypt, or something along those lines, that it's this domino of selling and those kinds of things, and thus his brothers aren't actually fully guilty of the sin because of how this took place. There's also a thought that it's the Midianite merchants who pull him out of the pit and sell him to the Ishmaelites. So there's a couple of different variants on how this story is understood. Some just think, it's just like, for instance, if I'm telling a story and I flip back and forth between proper names and nicknames. Okay, so many of you know ukulele for worship. If I was talking about ukulele for worship, and then in the next sentence I said Maria did this, and then I said ukulele for worship did this, you would understand and know I'm talking about the same person. So maybe that's what's happening here, that they're connected together, and so one name got used in part of it, one got used in the other, and I feel like that's just, they took the time to change the name here. There's something going on here that's deeper, and I really want to dive into it. I mean, it's fascinating. I don't know if it means anything. But anyway, so if you run across those kinds of things, if you see those, here's part of what why that part is going on. Now, 20 pieces of silver. I'm wondering where and how often 20 shows up. So I'm just going to search 20 silver. 20 post and 20 bronze. 20, that's the tabernacle. 5 shekels of silver. Okay, so 20 silver is the only place that's used here. So for some reason I always kind of think that, it was 30 because that's what Jesus gets sold for. It's different. It's 20 silver here. The Ishmaelites, the referent, the Ishmaelites, has been specified for clarity. See, it could be not, let's go look at it a second. So we're looking at verse 28. Then there passed by Midianite merchants, and they drew and lifted up Joseph out of the pit and sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver, and they brought Joseph to Egypt. Okay, so here you can see it more clearly in the vague they. Okay, is the they the Midianites, or is the they Joseph's brother? See, this is how you can get it. No, it says Midianite merchants passed by, and they drew him, lifted him out of the pit, and sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites. So there's this understanding or thinking that it's the Midianites who do the selling to the Ishmaelites. It's not the brothers. Which is just a fascinating little, could that be the way it happened? Continuing, later, Reuben returned to the cistern to find Joseph was not in it. He tore his clothes, returned to his brothers, and said, "The boy isn't there. And where can I go?" So Reuben comes back. His plan to be the hero, to save his brother's life, to look good in front of his dad, it done backfired. It done backfired, Reuben. You're not going to get to be the hero of the story. But he has a genuine, I think, not concern for his brother, but a genuine concern for the family well-being and what this will do to his father. And so he does genuinely rip his clothes. He is in grief over this. He is expressing that. So even if he didn't literally tear his clothes, the telling us he tore his clothes is to give us a clue that this is genuine concern for his brother. And where can I go? Like, I am in big trouble that my brother is dead. I am going to get it from Dad. I'm the oldest. I'm the one who'll get in trouble. So they took Joseph's tunic, killed a young goat, and dipped the tunic in blood. Then they brought the special tunic to their father and said, "We found this. Determine now whether it is your son's tunic or not." Like, look at, like, this. Like, come on, man. You done fake kill your brother. You darn know it is the tunic. And you're giving it to them and saying, "Hey, does this happen to be the special tunic that you gave our brother? Here, let me do this. Let me do this." Okay. So those that haven't been around here, maybe you don't know this hat. This is the hat that is repurposed. It is redeemed. It is made out of recycled coffee bags. And so it is a unique, one-of-a-kind hat. If I was wearing this hat and something nefarious happened to me and you brought this hat to anyone on my stream that knows that this is my hat, there is no other hat like it, and it was covered in blood, and you said, "Do you think this is Flat Cap's hat? Could this possibly be Flat Cap's hat? I don't know. Can you tell me?" Like, everyone's going to go, duh. A hat of many colors with Zaltair. Yes. Like, it's like "we're too dumb to know, Dad." Like, oh my goodness, can you be more nefarious in "you tell us, Dad, is this his coat?" Of course it is. Everyone knows it's his coat. There is no other tunic probably like it. It's unique. It's one of a kind. It's bespoke. However many ways I can say that. The best known cap in the stream. So we found it. You determine whether it's your son's tunic or not. Like, please, man. Oh, and then also, you only found the tunic. You didn't find him. Does like, if that's the way this comes about, and there's blood all over it, do you have hope that he survived since there was no body found? Or do you hold out no hope because there's no body found? I don't know which way Dad's going to be feeling about this. That's what I'm wondering. Just rubbing in basically. Yes, exactly. They're trying to play it off like we hope it's not. Like, we really hope we think it is, but you would know because you were the one that had it made. You know, maybe there was someone else that had one really close to the same one. Like, there are other recycled ones like this, but yeah, they're really laying it on thick to show their innocence here. Okay. He recognized it and explained, "It is my son's tunic. A wild animal has eaten him." Jacob draws a conclusion of his own without his sons actually having to lie with these words. Dipping the tunic in goat's blood was the only deception needed. So, he doesn't, like, they don't say that he's dead. They only say, "Is the coat your son's?" So the lie is that we found it. The lie is we found it. We didn't find it. We took it. The lie is that we found it. They're deceiving their father. But he jumps to his own conclusions. Yeah, sure. Let him come to the own conclusion, Dad. Yeah, exactly. Not to point fingers at anybody, because I'm sure I have done this at times too, where I give enough information that I know someone will jump to a conclusion, and I don't give them more information, which would give them a different conclusion, because I want them to have a different conclusion than what's actually true, because it's better for me, you know. They'd treat me better. They would respond better. They would be like those things. Like, okay, yeah. Like, not saying this ever happened, but I'm just thinking, you know, like, hey, if I go out for a bike ride and I'm out with my buddies and we stop at the brewery on the way and I have a drink and then realize, oh, I shouldn't have had a drink, and then I walk my bike home instead of riding it. And then I get home and I don't say, oh, why were you so late? What took you so long? Well, you know, I had to walk my bike home because the tires. I'm totally deceiving. I did walk home, but it wasn't the real reason why. So you see how we sometimes do those things for our own benefit, in some way, you know, technically not lying, but still withholding the truth. Absolutely. Yes. And you could have one brother hide the tunic and then the others find the tunic so you could get around oh, look we found it. You know. There's ways to make it deception without lies. That's a cool thought. You can deceive someone without lies. Have you ever thought about that? You can deceive someone without lies? I'm telling you exactly what happened, but not in the manner of which it happened, and therefore I am going to deceive you with facts, but facts aren't necessarily the truth. Boom! That's a thing. Yes, looking for loopholes. Okay. Devil does it too. Oh, totally. Okay. Okay, he was eaten. Joseph was surely torn to pieces. Then Jacob tore his clothes and put on sackcloth and mourned for his son many days. Put sackcloth on his loins. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think that's a phrase that's usually mentioned. Sackcloth on his loins. I'm not sure if there's anything more to dive into there. Usually just putting on sackcloth is the way things are phrased. Anyway, I don't know. There could maybe be something hidden in there that I don't know. But unlike his brother who just tore his clothes, here he puts on sackcloth too. This is also what we've decided. This is a sackcloth hat. Okay. Now, many days, I don't know how many days is. As we get into the story later, it sounds like he is still mourning. All his sons and daughters stood by him to console him, but he refused to be consoled. No, he said, I will go to the grave mourning my son. So Joseph's father wept for him. Indeed, I will go down to my son mourning to Sheol. Sheol was viewed as a place where departed spirits went after death. Okay, so he's like, no, I will have no part of recovery. I do not want to recover. This is a mortal wound that I shall carry until my death. Now in Egypt, the Midianites sold Joseph to Potiphar, one of Pharaoh's officers, the captain of the guard. Okay, we have Midianites again. The Masoretic text name of the merchant it has the merchant Midanim rather than Midianites, as in verse 28. It is likely that the letter Yod was accidentally omitted in the Masoretic text. The LXX, Vulgate, Syriac read Midianites here. Some prefer to read Midianites, both here and in verse 28. But Judges 8:24, which identifies the Midianites and Ishmaelites, favors the reading Midianites. Okay, so we got another variant here. But if we had the reading and understanding earlier, that's the Midianites that pull them out and sell them to the Ishmaelites, why are the Midianites here? See, if you start to go in the direction of some of these odd thinkings around it, you still have other problems that you don't solve with that thinking down the road. So, hey, Sunshine, welcome in. Good to see you. Lucis, what did his other sons would think would happen when his favorite son was gone? Yeah, I don't know what they thought. I think they just wanted the favoritism to end. But yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. Tacos and chicken. None of this is true. This is all made up hogwash. Okay. You are welcome to your opinions on that. Bum, 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 bum. At the time, we're in a new chapter. At the time, Judah left his brothers and stayed with an Adulamite man named Hiram. Okay, so this feels like, why are we suddenly leaving the story here? We have moved the story forward. What we're doing here is we're having parallel things. So just like you would have stories that are happening when you're reading, you know, big sagas like The Lord of the Rings, and then you have Frodo going off in one direction, and then you have the dwarfs handling something else. You have these side-by-side things that are happening as they move forward. So what we're going to have is a parallel and a change in what is happening in Judah's life prior to what we get to see, the change in the continuing story of Joseph. It's weird that two women named Tamar get taken advantage of in the Bible. I don't see the story here of her getting taken advantage of. Taco. Taco fine, or do you want tacos and chicken? Because I can go the full thing. Let me know. But you know, I could see where you could see her being taken advantage of. Depending on what you mean by that. Okay. At the time, Judah left his brothers and stayed with an Adulamite named Hiram. Or Hira. What does Hira mean? Is there something in that name that's pointing to something? You know what? I think I want to look up Adulamite. That doesn't show up very often. I know somebody else is an Adulamite, but I don't remember who. I want to say I think it might be Samuel's mom, somewhere along those ways. Justice of the people. Ooh, Adulamite. See, Adulam, justice of the people. That isn't interesting. Oh, no, it's just here. It's just here. Okay. Hira. A noble family. A noble family. So it might not be an actual name. It just might be a man. Well, let me see. What do we have here in the way that it said? Whose name was? Okay, it was name. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Justice was fine in the first instance with her. You don't remember the second one. Okay, I'm passing some fruit and some cookies. Millions of peaches. Yes, there we go. Millions of peaches. Okay, so we have this whole occasion and instance with Judah is the one who instigates the selling of his brother. Following it, Judah is leaving the family, in some ways, leaving behind the consequences of his dad who was mourning. He's like, yeah, I'm not sticking around here. My hope was that things would get better with our brother gone. It's gotten worse. I'm moving out. DJ Courageous, good morning. Okay, so he's with an Adulamite man. Then Judah saw the daughter of a Canaanite man named Shua. Judah acquired her as a wife and slept with her. She became pregnant and had a son. Judah named him Okay, so we notice we do not know the name of the wife. He has a wife. We don't know the name. His son's name is She became pregnant again and had another son whom she named Onan. Okay, so Judah names the first one. The second one she names. Then she had yet another son whom she named Shelah. She gave birth to him in Kezib. Okay, so let's go look at the names of these sons. Oh, sorry, I did that wrong. Onan. Onan the barbarian, maybe? No, probably not. Sheila. Okay. So we have R.
Strong's 86147.
Air. Awake.
Strong's H209.
Onan. Strong. Yeah, okay. And Selah.
Strong's H7956.
Shelah. A petition. Okay, so we have those sons. Judah acquired a wife for his firstborn. Her name was Tamar. Okay, what does Tamar mean? Bum, 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 bum. We reached our year. There we go. Tamar.
Strong's H8559. Tamar.
Okay, so this is the palm tree. And was mentioned earlier that two women named Tamar. The other one is the daughter of David, and actually there's a third one that's a daughter of Absalom, but it's Absalom's sister, and she is absolutely the victim of violence, and that one is totally heinous occurrence. This one is a sad situation, but I don't see her as being taken advantage of here. Okay, are you hearing the sounds on the blurb there? Because I'm not hearing them, but that's fine if you hear them and I don't. It might just be the way I've got some stuff set up to run through. Nope, you're not hearing it. You didn't hear it either. Okay. I got to figure out something on the blurbs is not playing through my system. So I'll have to figure that out later. Let's keep reading for now, though. Yeah, and another chat. Oh. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Freedom, yells the hare. Then Judah said to Onan, wait, sorry. Back up. Her name was Tamar, but Judah's firstborn, was evil in the Lord's sight, so the Lord killed him. We have no idea why he is evil, okay? Whatever it is, whatever he did, we do not know. We know nothing about it. Also notice this, like, he has left the story is progressing. When is this actual timeline happening? How does it overlap? Clearly, it seems like it is happening after Joseph goes into slavery, but we're going to have a parallel of these stories happening side by side. So there has to be time enough for Judah to have a wife, have 3 kids, and then the oldest get married. Okay, so whatever is up with the youngest or the oldest son, he is killed. Then Judah said to Onan, sleep with your brother's wife and fulfill the duty of a brother-in-law to her, so that they may raise up a descendant for your brother. But Onan knew that the child would not be considered his. So whenever he slept with his brother's wife, he wasted his emissions on the ground so as not to give his brother a descendant. What he did was evil in the Lord's sight, so the Lord killed him too. Lurk, thank you for the lurk. Okay. There's a whole bunch of speculation on what was the evil part. There are some that go to the act that he did, not the intent of what he did. I think it's his intent here. He intends to not give his brother a descendant. And then it says what he did was evil. Not the how he did it. Not the how he did it. Isn't the problem. It is the intent of his heart. So if you don't know and understand the culture of this time, one of the things is you would want the legacy of everyone in the family to continue on. So in order for the name of your brother who died to be remembered, you would take the wife. And this is also a way, because how is this wife going to be provided for if she has no husband? She's part of the family. This is part of the way that you do that. You marry, the next brother in line marries her. I know that seems totally weird and strange to us today. We wouldn't do it. That's fine. Doesn't matter if we do it today or not. This is what they did. So he goes to marry, but it's like, no, I don't want to give my brother an heir. That's how it was seen, is that the firstborn would be of the first husbands. That would be not biologically, but as far as social standing and legal standing, he would be the descendant of your brother. And then the second one would be yours, and the third and fourth and so on would all be yours. You just raise up your brother's name by having one descendant that would be his. So that's what it's part of called the kinsman redeemer. You are a kinsman who takes, so if you don't have a brother, someone else in the family would do this on your behalf. Take your wife, raise up a descendant on your behalf, so your name is not forgotten, your inheritance is not lost. God bless your servant Israel. Yes. So he's like, I'm not having any part of that. He doesn't think through like, oh, sure, I'll raise up my brother and then I'll have my own descendant. He's just like, I'm not doing it. So he ends up dead. Hey, welcome in. Meet me, MC Wolfcap. So then Judah said to his daughter-in-law Tamar, live as a widow in your father's house until Shelah, my son, grows up. For he thought, I don't want him to die like his brother. So Tamar went and lived in her father's house. So you were talking about, you thought that she got taken advantage of. Here would be the part where I would say maybe she is taken advantage of here, but it's not really taken advantage of. She is neglected. There is lack of caring for her. So that's why I said I don't think it's taken advantage of. I do agree. It's a horrible, horrible circumstance. Judah is not doing what he should in social standing and status of the day. After some time, Judah's wife, the daughter of Shua, died. After Judah was consoled, he left for Timnah to visit the sheep shearers, along with his friend Hira, the Adulamite. Tamar was told, look, your father-in-law is going up to Timnah to shear his sheep. She removed her widow's clothes and covered herself in a veil. Okay, so what's interesting is I don't know the widow's clothes thing here. There are some different ways of how they would do this. Some would have a set period of time for a full year you would wear widow's clothes, and after that you could take them off to show that your time of grieving was over. Others would take them off and put on, clothes again, that would, your grieving is over. Some would say, no, you stay in widow's clothes. You never remove widow's clothes. You stay in that category of identifying where you are and who you are in the group. So I don't know which status this is. Is this a 1-year widow's clothes? But it says sometime later the wife died. It feels like it's a longer term than that she's wearing the widow's clothes. Okay. Anyway, she wrapped herself and sat at the entrance of Anaim, which is on the way to Timnah. She did this because she saw that she had not been given Shelah as a wife, even though he had now grown up. Okay, so how long does this take? Do not know. But she has been neglected what should take place. So she's been neglected by Judah. The promise has been neglected. He intentionally gave a promise and did not keep it. When Judah saw her, he thought she was a prostitute because she had covered her face. Okay, apparently a cultural thing that prostitutes cover their face. He turned aside to her along the road and said, "Come, please, I want to sleep with you." Okay, so what's interesting here is he is done with his time of grieving with his wife. He's not looking to take another wife. The Bible makes no judgment on Judah's actions to go into a prostitute. One of the things that we see at times, and the Jews practice, is that faithfulness on the part of the husband was not a necessity for society. It was on the part of women, because on the part of women, you need to know who the descendant is of. So fidelity was one thing that women would give in marriage, but men weren't automatically considered necessary to give fidelity or love to their wives. They were to provide for them. That was the thing that the husbands gave. Wives gave fidelity, is part of what they gave, and heirs. Those would be the cultural practice and exchange and expectations. Okay. He turned aside to her along the road and said, "Come, please, I want to sleep with you." He did not realize it was his daughter-in-law. Well, we already know she has her face covered, so that makes it a little harder. He also probably has only seen her in her widow's clothes for some time, so to not see her in widow's clothes would be a surprise. She asked, "What will you give me so that you may sleep with me?" So they're negotiating price. He replied, "I'll give you a young goat from the flock." She asked, "Will you give me a pledge until you send it?" Yes, purposely turning your 21st century sensibilities off. Yes, we need to. He said, "What pledge should I give you?" She replied, "Your seal, your cord, and the staff that is in your hand." Okay, so just to give a parallel here before we move forward, we had the coat, the very specific tunic, which would have identified Joseph and no one else as the victim, where there's blood on the coat. He's the only one that could be. His cord and his seal and his staff in his hand is the very, very unique one that he carries. So a different way of thinking it is like, hey, this is my tea mug here. If I were to promise you something and you say, "What can you give me in promise that I'll be able to hold you to this promise until you do it?" I could hand you this very unique mug, and you'd be able to, wordy girl, thank you for the spot of tea. You'd be able to say, "Hey, Flat Cap, remember, this is the thing. You owe me because I have this, and until you give me what you promised, I will hold on to this." So it's the holding of collateral, but more than that, it is very specific to identify the person who gave it. Okay, so spot of tea. Spot of tea. It is Earl Grey all day, everybody. Earl Grey all day. There we go. Okay, so the pledge is given. He says, so he gave them to her, then he slept with her. Okay, is there something here in... He approached her. Okay. They're making it more clear. The Bible's being more euphemistic about it. And she became pregnant by him. She left immediately, removed her veil, and put her widow's clothes back on. Okay, so she is only there for the purposes of deceiving Judah. So, does she wait until Judah passes by to come out and show herself? Did other guys come by earlier and she says, nah, I'm busy, or no, I'm waiting for someone else? Like, we don't know any of those other details. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is she is very specifically on a manhunt, and she got her man. Which, it's a fascinating thing here. Okay, and one of the things that I think we're supposed to read into the story here is that there was a one-time union together and she's pregnant. Okay? And because this is a one-time union, we are probably supposed to see the hand of God in this, restoring her. Okay? Because her second husband, regardless of her first husband, her second husband did not do what he was supposed to do, and he was robbing her of having children. And there is this problem of often women being barren throughout the Old Testament, women who do not have children. And so sometimes when you have a child, it is seen as a blessing of God. So here, this one-time union, which brings about pregnancy, is going to be interpreted, and in the end, as a blessing from God. Okay, I can play it. Trying to figure out, unable to hear the CPR from your device. Oh, no, I can't hear it at all either. So I think it's a problem on my end. But yeah, I can play it. We're going to ad break here. Let me put the fish up.
Flat cat pastor rocks his tweed, streaming life by the reeds. Fish pond calm and glassy clear, view it all right from here. Dapper man with sax in hand plays tunes by his quiet land. Acoustic guitar in the breeze serenades the fish with ease. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm.
Oh, it looks like the bird is off the nest.
Flat cat pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may.
I can't hear it. No one else in stream could hear it either. I'm watching, so it's either a problem on my system of where it gets played, or it's a blurb problem. So it's not a you problem.
Nature's beauty on a screen. See the
None of my things are showing the sound for it, like even moving. Anyway, I was saying the bird is off the nest, so she might be getting some worms for the babies.
Swim along to the rhythm of his song.
Ah, you've been having it on your channel. Okay.
Shows the way. Stream it live, come what may. Refuse Cammy shows it all. Little fish, both big and small. Life in pond so serene. Nature's
Yeah, none of your sounds with or commands with sound are coming out.
See the ripples.
Oh, but theirs are extremely distorted. Okay. I think mine is going through the wrong output.
Calm and tone makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat cat pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may.
Twitch must be doing some updates because your phone, there is a mod view option now. Oh, the mod view option started I want to say last week, I think. The mod view option started last week. I noticed it.
Fish pond calm and glassy clear, view it all right from here. Dapper man with Saxon hair.
Well, you still got some time to work on the audio issues.
Plays tunes by his quiet land.
Okay, I think we're back from
Acoustic guitar and
the break, but the bird isn't back to feed. So bird must be not finding any worms right now. Oh, I should have turned off the background music and not the fish music. I forget to do that when I go to the fish channel. Okay. Anyway, she's pregnant. That's where we left off. Then Judah had his friend Hira, the Adulamite, take a young goat to go back to the woman. The items had been given in pledge, but Hira could not find her. He asked the men who were there, "Where is the cult prostitute who was in Einem by the road?" But they replied, "There has been no cult prostitute here." Okay, okay, let's see what it has on the footnote. Cult prostitute. You have a buffering issue this week. Okay, well, I had a OBS issue yesterday, and I have Stream Avatars issue today. So you didn't play with anything. Nothing's different. It used to work correctly. Yeah. Okay. What does it have? The noun here translated cult prostitute is derived from the verb meaning to be set apart, to be distinct. Thus, the verb refers to a woman who did not marry, but was dedicated to the temple service as a cult prostitute. The masculine form of the noun is used for male cult prostitutes. Judah thought he had gone to an ordinary prostitute, but Hiram went looking for a cult prostitute, perhaps because it had been a sheep shearing festival. Oh, that's interesting. So Judah just thought that she was a regular prostitute, and Hiram thinks she's a cult prostitute. I never caught that. Okay, and part of the difference being here is if it's a cult prostitute, then joining with the cult prostitute is an act of worship, and idol worship, worshiping the false god. If it's not a cult prostitute, it's just sheerly for gratification. Okay. But they have no cult prostitutes there. Mad Dog Conroy, welcome in. So, he wouldn't keep looking for a regular prostitute. If he thinks it's a cult prostitute, he can't find it. He's not going to keep looking. But she's also taken the disguise off. So he returned to Judah and said, "I couldn't find her. Moreover, the men of that place said, there has been no cult prostitute there." Judah said, "Let her keep the things for herself. Otherwise, we will appear to be dishonest. I did indeed send the young goat, but you couldn't find her." So, we're not going to keep going and searching. She can keep the things. We don't have to hunt her down to get those things. You try to take the goat anyway. I'm off the hook. She's not around. She can't get paid. But interesting, he does say, "I couldn't find the cult prostitute there." Judah doesn't say, "Oh, no, she was a regular prostitute, not a cult prostitute." So maybe he did think she was a cult prostitute. Maybe he doesn't think it makes a difference. Okay. So they can't find her. He doesn't want to be a dishonest man. Isn't this interesting? He doesn't want to be a dishonest man. He is a dishonest man. He pledged to give his youngest son to his daughter-in-law, and he has not done it. He is a dishonest man. After 3 months, Judah was told, "Your daughter-in-law Tamar has turned to prostitution." And as a result, she has become pregnant. The verb may refer here to being loose or promiscuous activity, not necessarily prostitution. However, in context, the thought would be prostitution since she's not married, and that we already know that she did. So, And look, she is with child by prostitution. But Judah said, bring her out and let her be burned. While they were bringing her out, she sent word to her father-in-law, I am pregnant by the man whom these things belong. Does this sound familiar? Anyone? Do you know who this belongs to? Yeah. Then she identified the one whom the seal, cord, and staff belonged. Judah recognized them and said, she is more upright than I am, because I wouldn't give her Selah, my son. He was not physically intimate with her again. So we have let her be burned. Repent, yes. He's going to burn her for prostitution. Now, this is not a standard practice that is mentioned. Stoning would have been the standard Jewish practice for adultery, but that's not instituted yet. That comes about after Moses. So maybe they had a different practice of burning in this town, in this region. Maybe it's just a dramatic way that he's responding. However, the same way that Judah, in essence, brought the coat to his dad and said, hey, man, do you know whose this is? He now has the cord, the seal, and the staff. Not just one thing. The seal, the cord, and the staff. And say, can you identify who this belongs to? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's yours, man. It's yours. When he finds out what happened, he views her as upright and just. Why? Because she needed a kinsman to redeem her. He ends up doing it. She does it through deception. It does not matter that it's through deception, because it was his denial of what was due her that caused her to do the deception. So her deception is not called unjust. It is not called unrighteous. He calls it upright. And it is a level of comparison between the two. So, but it also points out he doesn't now then take her as a wife, okay? It is his daughter-in-law. He is not going to take her as a wife. She's pregnant. That's the end. It was a one-time deal. When it was time for her to give birth, this is one of my favorite stories. There were twins in her womb. Have we had twins before? Yes, Jacob and Esau. While she was giving birth, one child put out his hand, and the midwife took a scarlet thread and tied it on his hand, saying, this one came out first. But then he drew his hand back, and his brother came out before him. She said, how you have broken out of the womb. So they named him Perez. The Hebrew word translated make a breach frequently occurs, as here with the cognate accusative, he who breaks through. So Perez, the name Perez, he who breaks through. Afterward, his brother came out, the one who had the scarlet thread on his hand, and he was named Zerah. Perhaps the child was named Zerah because the scarlet thread, though the Hebrew word used for scarlet thread in verse 28 is not related to Zerah. There is a related root in Babylonian and Western Aramaic that means scarlet or scarlet thread. In Hebrew, the name appears to be derived of a root to shine. The name could originally mean something like shining one or God has shined. Zerah became the head of a tribe from Achan, descendant of Joshua. Okay. So this is a cool story. The hand gets put out. They put a ribbon around it so that they know which one is the oldest child. So you don't mix up the two twins. And the hand gets pulled back in, and his brother bursts out. Perez burst out ahead of Zerah. Zerah, technically not the oldest, though his hand came out first because his brother pulled him back. and then made his way out. Just a funny little story there in the middle of it. Oh, wait a minute. Now we're done. We're done with Judah. This interruption in the story is supposed to paint a difference between Judah and Joseph, and between what Judah did to his father and what Judah had done to him as a father. Let's use an error. That midwife should have waited until the actual child was fully born out of the womb before she put anything on his hand, in your humble opinion, anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that was the user error. I don't know what the custom was there fully on that. Identifying who the oldest was what she attempted to do. But yeah, interesting story regardless. Now, Joseph had been brought down to Egypt, so we're picking up the story. An Egyptian named Potiphar, the official of Pharaoh and captain of the guard, purchased him from the Ishmaelites who had brought him there. Okay, so the last time we saw it, he was sold by the Midianites. Now he is sold by the Ishmaelites. Okay, you see why there's some confusion here of, is it one group of people or is it back and forth, two different things who are happening here? Oh, no worries. We have to start with our mindset to try to go to the text, but we want to see what the original was and then what we do in regards to it. Okay. The Lord was with Joseph. He was successful and lived in the household of his Egyptian's master. His master observed that the Lord was with him and that the Lord made everything he was doing successful. In the text, in his hands, a phrase not included in the translation for stylistic reasons. Okay. So Joseph found favor in his sight and became his personal attendant. Refers to the higher domestic service, usually along the lines of personal attendant. Here, Joseph is made household steward, a position well attested in Egyptian literature. Kazaku. So the Bible prohibits making statues, but the Catholics do it. It depends on how you understand that, Kazaku. The Bible says do not make any graven image of God. They don't have any images that I know of God. They have images of Jesus. So is that making a graven image or not? Some say yes. Some have split in the church over it. So some even get upset today, not Catholics necessarily, but some get upset today if you make a movie and you have an actor play Jesus and show his face, because you shouldn't make a graven image. And now people will picture that person as Jesus. So the prohibition is against making graven images or images of God. And then depending on how you understand it, the Jews in some strictness will say of any animals either. So you wouldn't be able to make sculptures or paintings of those things. The Hebrews made images of cherubim on the ark. Yes. So they do have cherubim, which would be throne guardians that they make. So those would be of spiritual realm beings that they create. But like I was saying, there is a really good Jewish artist who comes from the tradition of you don't make any graven images, so you cannot make a painting of any animals whatsoever. So he has 3D art that never is a single image. So it's one angle you see this, one angle you see this, and it's a constant moving. So it is not an image. It is a transition between things to avoid that. So I'm watching. This is one of the reasons why Old Testament can be so frustrating to you at times. You have to just figuratively walk away and take a breath and come back after reminding yourself that it's the olden days, girl. Yeah, you knew a streamer that did fractal art? Okay. Yeah, I can't remember his name, but like I said, it's all three-dimensional art that is built on levels and layers of things, which is really cool. But as soon as you move, the art changes. So it's not an image in that sense because it's not one thing. Okay. Back to our text. So Joseph found favor. He's the attendant. Potiphar appointed Joseph overseer of his household and put him in charge of everything he owned. Okay, so we have a similar occurrence here. Maybe you're not seeing this. Jacob flees from his brother, and he essentially works as a slave for his uncle Laban, and everything he does, God blesses. And he's in charge of everything that Laban owns. Here we have Joseph, who is literally sold as a slave. He is being rescued from fleeing from his brother's wrath. And now everything he touch is being blessed, and he's been put in charge of everything owned by the person who owns him. See the parallels there? Hope you do. Kazaku, Psalm 115. But our God is in heaven. He does whatever he pleases. Their idol and silver and gold, the works of man's hands. They have mouths, but they do not speak. They have eyes, but they do not see. They have ears, but they do not hear. They have noses, but they do not smell. Yes, reference there to the idols that they create. Repent. I think God meant do not replace God by an image like the golden calf. I would go a little bit in a different direction, Repent, not disagreeing with you. We do not need to make an image of God because every single person is already created in the image of God. You are an image bearer of God. I am an image bearer of God. I only need to look and see you to see the presence of God around me. So therefore, I don't need to make an idol and worship it. God's presence is everywhere that people are. So that's the direction I would go. Praying to the saints is also like contacting the dead, but God prohibits also, and Mary, all that. No, contacting the dead is looking for the dead to talk to you. Praying to the saints is not the same thing. Even though I'm not praying to the saints, the idea is that that person is an intercessor on your behalf. So you pray to them, and they, so to speak, put the good word in for you. They intercede on your behalf. So no, it's not contacting the dead. You're not looking for a response. You're not trying to gain information that is hidden information from them when you pray to saints. It's not the same at all. Shalomi, my homies. Welcome in, Altus Rebbe. There's so many red flags in Catholics now, even if they believe Jesus died for them. You know, they would say there's a whole bunch of red flags in Protestantism, too, of things that we do that they would think are not correct. I'm not here to tear down anybody. I'm here to say let's follow after Jesus, and let's love God and love our neighbors. Altus Rebbe, yes. They are also implying that the ones they are praying to for intercession are alive, since they can intercede. Yeah, so you will be with me today in paradise would be that kind of a thing. I hadn't thought about that part, Altus, before. But yeah, God is God of the living, not God of the dead, so... As someone who isn't Protestant or Catholic, obviously, you're all wrong. Well, I'm pretty sure we are all wrong in some part, in some ways. Absolutely. Okay, I think I missed, Lucis, what you responded to. Understandable, but remember that what the enemy trying to do for evil or stop, God uses for good and learning. Just breathe. God's got it. I missed whatever comment you're referring to. Yes, Kazaku, they do. They have statues of Mary. They have statues of saints. They have all of those things. Yes, they do. I'm not denying that they have those. Eastern Orthodox also has those things. So, woven with gold. God bless you all. Thank you, friend. Okay. So continuing. From that time, Potiphar appointed him over his household and over all that he owned, and God blessed the Egyptian's household for Joseph's sake. So this goes back to the promise of Abraham. I will bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you. So I am blessing you, Joseph. The household is being blessed, and you are being blessed. So it is going to become reciprocal. The blessing of the Lord was on everything that he had, both in his house and in his fields. So Potiphar left everything he had in Joseph's care. He gave no thought to anything except the food he ate. So Joseph is doing such a good job that the only thing Potiphar has to think about is, do I want steak or do I want lobster today? That's what we got. Psalm 115, the golden calf they made to replace God and replace the true God. Yeah. Right. I'm not disagreeing with the golden calf. I'm saying I don't think it has to be so specific of that, but yeah. I'm not disagreeing with you, Repent. Yeah, I read the gold and silver thing. I don't know what you want me to do with that. Kazaku, yes. Don't make golden images and idols and worship them thinking they're God. Just because there's a statue of Mary doesn't think that they think Mary is God. Just because there's a statue of a saint doesn't think that they mean it's God. They're not worshiping it. So the whole thing here, they made statues. So okay, let's take it away from the church. Should we have a statue of anybody like George Washington or Thomas Jefferson because then we made a statue of someone? Like and you're in a different country, whatever person you might make a statue of. You're honoring a person by making a statue. You're not worshiping a person by making a statue. Yeah, such a worry-free fellow. Exactly. Yeah, Alta saying, yeah, the golden calf was to replace Moses. Yes, that's one way to look at it. Because Moses was the one that was missing. If we are doing the God prohibits, we're in danger of hellfire. Exactly. You shall not worship or serve them. They are not worshiping Mary. They are not serving Mary. They're not worshiping the saints. They're not serving the saints, Kazaku. So I don't see them as doing what you're accusing them of doing. It's you shall not worship them. You shall not serve them. There's the prohibition. Not don't make an image of a person. Altus, of Moses, we don't know what happened to him. Let's make a golden calf, and in the morning we will praise God. Yeah, but I was also thinking, Altus, the golden calf, behold, here is your God piece of it, too. So there's the, which part are we focusing on there? There were statues of an angel at the volunteer center. They repaired it. Oh, yeah, Joseph, the lucky charm to have around makes life easier for the owner. Yeah, its wing was broken, but now it's repaired. Your point that we are made in the image of God is very true. Yeah. Okay, yes, you keep posting the same piece. I keep saying the same thing. It says, you shall not worship them. Okay, let me find this. I'll just... This one will work. There is an image of, I want to say one of the Wesleys. I don't know which Wesley it is. I'm not worshiping Wesley. I have an image of Wesley there. I have an image here of 16-bit gamer. I'm not worshiping 16-bit gamer. Here, there is an image that is supposed to represent Jesus. Thank you for this day, Lord. Like, okay, I'm not worshiping the kid next to him. Like, worship is the problem. Do not worship them, okay? They are not worshiping Mary. They are not worshiping the saints. They may pray to them. Prayer isn't necessarily worship, okay? We share prayer requests in this stream. We pray for one another. I intercede on your behalf. There is no worship happening when those things happen. So I don't know how to say it again. You keep saying, look at the passage. I do. It says, you shall not worship them or serve them. That's what it says. Making an image of Mary is not worshiping Mary. Woven with gold. No, it's not a Catholic stream. It is reading the Bible. I don't see that God makes a prohibition of making statues. He says, you shall not make images and serve them and worship them as God. Yeah, we are open to anybody who wants to be here. Woven, any faith is welcome here. We're reading the Bible. That's what we are doing. We're going to spend our time in there. Everyone's thoughts and opinions are welcome. Kazaku often has questions. I'm just trying to answer them. And at this point, I don't think I can say anything more. We disagree on this. I'm not here to bash anybody's faith and their practices. I may not understand it. I might not agree with it. Woven. Okay, you were just wondering because of the topic being mentioned. Yeah. Yeah, we go down to many discussions and rabbit holes. It's all trying to learn and grow. Altus, you have a picture of your kids in your house. I'm pretty sure it's not idolatry. As someone who holds to a pretty strict interpretation of the 613 laws. Yeah, that's a good thing, too. A good idea there, too, is a picture of my family in my house is not me worshiping my family. A picture of my family in my house is not so that I can worship them. This is not to say that there are not people around the globe who would put up a picture of their dead ancestors and would pray and worship and bring gifts and offerings to their ancestors. It is your intent and what you do with it. Okay, repent. Exodus 28 or 32:8. They have made for themselves a molten calf and have bowed down to it. They have sacrificed to it and said, these, O Israel, are your gods who brought you up out of the land of Egypt. Yeah, that was the piece I was thinking of there too, repent, that I see it as being, they are seeing the calf as God. But I do find Alta's point of Moses hasn't come. We don't know what's up with Moses, so we're going to replace Moses. But that quickly maybe escalates into idol worship from replacing a Moses, although I'm not sure how a calf would have replaced Moses. Anyway. Johnny, just wanted to say that you appreciate your insights and contribution to the stream over the time you've seen you in chat. Oh, yes, yes. Repent. Oh, hey, repent! Melanus, hey! Like, aren't we all under grace? Yes. Elohim, which is said of Moses, you will be Elohim and lead the people out of Egypt. Moses, not the calf, but you hear what you're saying. Oh, yeah, see, now you're bringing in the, okay, we're on a way side tangent there of, hey, you need to, you will be God to Pharaoh. Now he is replaced as the God to Pharaoh, as the golden calf. I'm tracking with you now. I'm tracking with you now. Kazaku, you've made your point. We don't agree with you. You can keep quoting scriptures. I'm still going to interpret those scriptures as what's the intent. I'm not worshiping my mug. I can have images on my mug. I'm not worshiping the picture behind me. I can have a picture behind me on my wall. Okay, what's the intent? you can keep posting more scriptures that say don't make graven images and worship them. I'm not worshiping them. So accusing the Catholic Church of that, I don't see them as doing that. If some do that, that's on them. That's not on the Catholic Church. All have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. So I'd rather focus on what I'm doing wrong and changing what I'm doing than changing anyone else. Now, Joseph was well-built and good-looking, handsome of form and handsome of appearance. The same Hebrew expression is used in Genesis 29 for Rachel. So Rachel's the first one who is given this phrasing of, "You're fine, you're fine." A great Bible translation, wouldn't it? Now, Joseph was fine. Soon after these things, his master's wife took notice of Joseph and said, "Come to bed with me." But he refused, saying to his master's wife, "Look, my master does not give any thought to his household with me here, and everything he owns he has put under my care. There is no one greater in the household than I am. He has withheld nothing from me except you, because you are his wife. So how can I do such a great evil and sin against God?" Okay, so we need to pull our parallel back up here. So we have the parallel with Judah, who has little regard for Tamar, although he does not have a wife at the time. So we're not going to go infidelity in that direction because his wife is dead. He thinks it's a prostitute. Okay, so different relationship there. But here, Joseph is taking regard for her. Judah took no regard of Tamar as a daughter-in-law and then as a prostitute. He had no regard or care for her. Joseph does take regard and care for the wife of Potiphar. Like these parallels here of one who cares and one who doesn't care. Pretty striking. Yeah, Altus. Yeah, thank you. If you want to discuss Second Temple period about idol worship, that's a great place to do it. We are watching images on Twitch. We're all done for. Yes, this is an image of me on Twitch. This is not actually me. Okay. Okay, so he makes this proclamation of his founding and reliance on God, and he's not going to take advantage of something. Could say Judah does take advantage of. Takes advantage of Tamar by not giving another child. He takes advantage of by sleeping with her. He does pay for it, so that part maybe not so much. Or offers to pay. Even though she continued to speak to Joseph day after day, he did not respond to her invitation to go to bed with her. One day, he went into the house to do his work when none of the household servants were there in the house. She grabbed him by his outer garment, saying, "Come to bed with me." But he left his outer garment in her arms and ran outside. Okay, so his tunic is left behind. Has he lost his tunic before? Yes, he lost his tunic, and it was covered in blood, and he was portrayed as being dead. So run, Forrest, run. So he flees. The sin comes towards him, and he flees from it. Now, why didn't he take his outer garment? Like, she's got it. Why doesn't he wrestle it away from her? I don't know. I like this. You're in the moment. I get that, but When she saw that he had left his outer garment in her hands and had run outside, she called for all the household servants and said to them, "See, my husband brought in a Hebrew man to us to humiliate us. He tried to go to bed with me, but I screamed loudly. When he heard me raise my voice and scream, he left this outer garment beside me and ran outside." Yeah, he didn't have time to. Well, I'm sorry. If someone's grabbing my coat and I'm going to run away, I'm like, it's going to take a lot to pull my coat off of me. That's what I'm thinking. Unless I had it tied around my waist or something. I don't know. He had another one. Insert dramatic wailing. Ooh, yeah. Like, she's crying out because, yeah. It's interesting. Notice this, though. I can't get you to do what I want you to do, so I'm going to accuse you of doing what I want you to do. We are in chapter 39. We're in chapter 39. Stream says 37, says 37 ... So we start at 37 and we keep going. I just dripped on my keyboard. Clean that up. So yeah, I don't know how far we're going to get, so I just put the starting point and then I put ... Maybe you couldn't see that. Maybe it was cut off. Now, he just wanted to go away from her and probably took it off as he moved away. You've done similar in a few times to get away from danger. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I do have a light-up keyboard. Like when I started, it lights up and does all this fancy stuff, and I just have backlight. No big deal. I mean, I could program it to do all kinds of stuff, and I don't. You also feel that you wouldn't care about the coat while running away. Okay. I guess I'm different. I would feel like a woman could not overpower me. I'd take my coat. I guess that's my thought. Yeah, be careful because you spilled tea on yours one time and the light stopped working in a few days. Had to get another one. Yeah, well, it was only a couple of drops, so I just wanted to clean it up right away. He wasn't sure how many rabbit trails he was going to go through. Yes. Alrighty, but also while you're wrestling with her, then you might have done something else she could accuse you of. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. If you run, you don't touch her. Okay. Thought I hadn't had. He is worried of doing more harm to her in a fight or a scuffle. And I'm just thinking, I'm going to jerk my coat away. But anyway, why doesn't he scream for help? He's had a household. Oh, you didn't spill much? It was a little hot water splashed from the kettle. Yeah, this was just a little splash that came out when I poured. All right, I will be on the lookout. Although if it doesn't light up anymore, I'm not worried about it. I don't rely on the light up. Okay. Yeah, she could have powered him, clung on him like Velcro. True. Sean and Julie, good morning. Okay. And I'll just let that conversation keep going. Woman is very convincing. Oh, yeah, especially in those times. Those are also Old Testament laws about women crying out and being assaulted. Those aren't in place yet because those are after Moses, but there could have been similar things in Egyptian culture. and he was a Hebrew, so he figured that they'd believe her over him, but they still did. Yeah, did Iran? Yep. Feel he can't win for losing a situation. That's fair enough. Oh, yeah, I hadn't got there. I'm working my way there, Altus. Yes, the parallels do not end here. So after losing the cloak, he is going to be put into a pit. Yes. Okay. When the master heard his wife saying, "This is the way your slave treated me," he became furious. Joseph's master took him and threw him into prison, the place where the king's prisoners were confined. So he was there in prison. The house of roundness, suggesting that the prison might have been a fortress, or a citadel. The story of Joseph is filled with cycles and repetition. He has two dreams. He interprets two dreams in prison and two dreams of Pharaoh. His brothers make two trips to see him. And here, for the second time, he is imprisoned for no good reason, with only his coat being used as evidence. Oh, yeah, in both cases, his coat is evidence of his imprisonment. But the Lord was with Joseph. Like, this phrase is going to keep being repeated. No matter the circumstance, God is with him. He granted him favor in the sight of the prison warden. The warden put all the prisoners under Joseph's care. He was in charge of whatever they were doing. The warden did not concern himself with anything that was in Joseph's care. Boy, we've heard that before. Didn't concern himself with anything that was in his care, because the Lord was with him, and whatever he was doing, the Lord was making successful. We also have a repeating of the parallel of what Jacob does too. Jacob does certain things and they prosper, and then Laban changes them and it still prospers. So if it's the speckled ones and the spotted ones, if it's the plain ones, whatever the rule becomes, the prospering continues. Oh, yeah, Joseph was accused of giving his father a bad report of his brothers. Now his wife giving a bad report of Joseph to his new father figure. Interesting. So Joseph is the one who gives a bad report because they did bad. Here, the wife gives a bad report against him, and he was not bad. That's interesting. I hadn't caught that one. Let's do a little jazz hands on that one. Oh, is that not playing? I'm not hearing it. Okay. Bum 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 bum. So that's definitely my problem. So that's not playing through there. But why is the browser is? Okay, the browser's coming through a different source. Okay. Silent jazz hands, silent film style, very authentic. There we go. Okay. Oh, we're chapter 40. We're chapter 40 now. After these things happened, the cupbearer to the king of Egypt and the royal baker offended their master, the king of Egypt. It's sign language day. You know what I actually just saw a post for? I thought this was really cool. One of the places in my local community is teaching sign language over the summer, that you can come and learn sign language. I'd be curious to do it, but I don't have a place to use it on a regular basis. So that's why I probably won't go attend. Okay, cupbearer. The term cupbearer corresponds to the Egyptian official, frequently a foreigner, who often became a confidant of the king and wielded political power. Nehemiah held this post in Persia. Yeah, we were just reading that. You love ASL and know a lot of it. You want to learn more. Yeah. Do it with your stream. The part of it would be fantastic, and I know a couple of streamers who do and are in the ASL community. The difficult thing would be I'm not seeing it back to me. So I wouldn't be confident I'm doing it correctly if I just did it while streaming. And I'm not doing that to poke fun of it, just to kind of go, I'd have to do this here while I talk, whatever signs they are. And then there'd have to be someone that would tell me, hey, you're doing it wrong. I need to, like, I need to practice it with people who could tell me I'm doing it right and communicate before I'd get to the point of doing it in a stream. So that'd be quite some time. I do know Mama Brick Builds will play worship songs on her stream, and she will stream ASL. Oh, yeah, I could put a disclaimer up, yes. Okay, so continuing our story, we have the cupbearer of the king and the royal baker have offended. What is the word offended here? The Hebrew verb translated often here is the same word translated sin. Perhaps there is an intended contrast between these officials who deserved to be in prison and Joseph, who refused to sin against God, but were thrown into prison in spite of his innocence. Okay. So this is one thing that when you do change the Hebrew word and you don't keep the Hebrew word and you go into a different language and translate it as the different nuances of it, you miss that it is a repetition here. So Joseph did not sin and ends up in prison. And the two king officials do sin. So their punishment is just. His punishment is not. The king was in a bad mood. Could be, but they had sinned in some way, offended him. Imprisonment could be what's worth what he did, what they did. Okay. Pharaoh was enraged with his two officials, the cupbearer and the baker, so he imprisoned them in the house of the captain of the guard in the same facility where Joseph was confined. The captain of the guard appointed Joseph to be their attendant, and he served them. So he's in charge of everything. Well, duh, he's going to get in charge of them. But hey, you know, Joseph, you know, take care of these guys. To serve as a personal attendant, this was translated, became a servant in verse 39. Okay. He spent some time in custody. Oh, they spent some time in custody, both of them, the cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt, who were confined in prison, had a dream the same night. Okay, this is a fascinating thing. They both have a dream, and it is the same night. Joseph's had two dreams. They were on different nights. They both had the same meaning. We should be looking for, maybe they'll have the same meaning. Now, I know we already know that, but I'm just looking for the parallels here. Do they have the same? Do they have different? You use the HCSB is probably the best, but it still has flaws. It's better to stick with Greek or Hebrew, but if you go Greek, it is important to read the Greek with the correlated Hebrew terms, or else you'll end up with Greek philosophy injected into your Hebraic cultural text. Yeah, it's hard to avoid. But I also think that the readers of the the writers of the New Testament were infused with the LXX, Greek philosophy, into their Hebrew already. And that would have been what Jesus read. What if there was a stream or other online meeting with the intention to practice? That sounds cool. I hadn't thought about that. I just think it's a cool thing. And well, this is the same. I would say it's also, I would love to learn Spanish. I don't have enough occasions in the people that I know to regularly do it so that I could become fluent in it. So anyway, anybody that knows multiple language, I love it. I love it. I know enough you can communicate with me. I don't know enough to communicate grammar-wise and vocabulary to be able to go the other direction. Yeah, I could have a practice stream with ZSaraU now and then of doing Spanish. Yeah, there's a few that I could do that, perhaps. I'm already adding extra streams and stuff. Like I don't know. I mean, I love the ideas, but right now they're just ideas. Those won't be things I'm doing. Oh, like your library has a Spanish English group. You know what? I know that there's a lot of ESL that happens, but anyway, and I've got friends who are doing the duolingual stuff and getting good with the duolingual to learn languages. Okay, each man's dream has its own meaning. Really? Oh, okay, it does. It does. That's right. It's two dreams with slightly different meanings. Ooh, when Joseph came to them in the morning, he saw that they were looking depressed. To be sick, to be emaciated. Okay, because of depression. So, yeah. Like sick to your stomach, like worried. So he asked Pharaoh's officials who were with him in the custody of his master. Look at the detail here of the officials in the custody of his master's house. Why do you look so sad today? They told him. We both had dreams, but there's no one to interpret them. Joseph responded, don't interpretations belong to God? Tell them to me. I love this. Don't interpretations belong to God? The attitude, the mentality there. So to go back to our conversation of, are you inquiring of the dead when you pray to the dead? No, that's not the idea. We're not supposed to do that. So if God reveals a dream to me, it is from God. I'm not supposed to go through divination. I'm not supposed to go through other gods. I'm not supposed to go to the dead to do this. God alone is the one who is a trustworthy, reliable one who can interpret dreams. I'm gonna go there. You disagree with Rashi's commentary on Joseph's brothers. You side with grandson Rashbam, more as it's more logical, consistent, since we are on Joseph, but we can't find Rashbam's commentary in English anywhere. You've tried. Okay. And I don't know enough Hebrew to go in that direction and be able to fully have it. The Tanakh will be arriving tomorrow. You can't beat Amazon. Okay, so King Solomon probably... Okay. Okay, so the chief cupbearer told his dream to Joseph. In my dream, there was a vine in front of me. On the vine, there were 3 branches. As it budded, it blossomed open, and its clusters ripened into grapes. Now Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes, squeezed them into my cup, and put the cup in Pharaoh's hand. This is the meaning, Joseph said to him. The 3 branches represent 3 days. In 3 more days, Pharaoh will reinstate you and restore you to your life. You will put Pharaoh's cup in his hand, just as you did before when you were cupbearer. But remember me when it goes well with you, and show me kindness. Make mention of me to Pharaoh, and bring me out of this prison, for I really was kidnapped from the land of the Hebrews, and I have done nothing wrong here, for which they should put me in a dungeon. So he gives a meaning, he gives an explanation, and he's like, wow, remember me. When the chief baker saw that the interpretation of the first dream was favorable, he said to Joseph, I also appeared in my dream. So he gets excited about the interpretation of the first one. I'll go ahead and share mine now, because it'll be a good answer, right? Because the first one went good. Appeared in my dream, and there were 3 baskets of white bread on your head. White bread? What? The meaning of the Hebrew noun white bread cakes is uncertain. Some have suggested the meaning wicker instead. Comparison of the text, Elba, pastries made with white flour. Okay, why put white in there then if we don't know? Just put baskets of bread. That's all I've ever heard in most translations. In the top basket, there were baked goods of every kind for Pharaoh, but the birds were eating them from the basket that was on my head. So 3 baskets again. So we have the repetition of the 3 baskets. Joseph replied, this is its meaning. The 3 baskets represent 3 days. In 3 days, Pharaoh will decapitate you and impale you on a pole. Then the birds will eat your flesh from you. So representation in dreams, 3 days, restoration and death. So we could go tree of life, tree of death, dream of life, dream of death. Okay, Altus. If we look at the 2 dreams, one is a reference to the living and the other is a reference to the dead. Wine is associated with life and abundance, whereas baking bread is a result of sweat of our brow, world death. Oh yeah, because we have to sweat of our brow. In 3 days you will have life, concurring that Sheol of sorts. Oh yeah, so the soul could return within 3 days. Yes. On the 3rd day, it was Pharaoh's birthday. So he gave a feast for all his servants. He lifted up the head of the chief cupbearer and the head of the chief baker in the midst of his servants. He restored, so he's lifting their heads up. He restored the chief cupbearer to his former position so that he was placed the cup of Pharaoh's hand. But the chief baker he impaled just as Joseph had predicted. I would say interpreted, not predicted. Yes, had interpreted for them. Yes, not predicted. He didn't predict it, he interpreted it. But the chief cupbearer did not remember Joseph. He forgot him. He forgot him. So it's emphasized for, he didn't remember, he plain forgot. Then look at Joseph's 2 dreams. The first dream was in a field, sweat of the brow, and the brothers put him in a pit, Sheol. Yeah, I hadn't thought about the gathering of the wheat and then bowing down would be sweat of the brow. That's interesting connection there. Pharaoh the Impaler. Yeah. Okay. So we made it to 41. We should have ads coming in shortly. We'll go ahead and give fish there. Check on the bird. Check on the baby birds. Mama's away from the nest. Is she still searching for worms? The second dream, Joseph said his father and mother would bow down to him. The issue here is that this is the heaven, sun, moon, and stars, and Joseph's mother had died earlier. How will Joseph's mother bow to him? This is an indication of the resurrection of the dead. Yeah, if his mother is already dead, how would she bow down to him? Don't have an answer there.
Flat Cat Pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may. With his cam he shows it all. Little fish both big and small. Life in ponds so serene. Nature's beauty on a screen. See the ripples, watch the flow. Hear the music, gentle glow.
Mel, thanks. Hey, time to leave? No problem. No problem. I was wondering, Mel, before you take off, I did see that the well is still posted on Discord. I thought there was a break for the summer. Do we know how long the break is? And do we need to take that off of Discord and calendar for the summer? No gooses today, no. No gooses at the beach today. Well, Kazaku, on the question of what makes it Solomon think it's okay to do something, there are specific prohibitions on do not multiply your wives, and he does that. So Solomon does lots of things that are prohibited. And apparently he still thinks it's a good idea for political reasons to do that.
Flat cap's charm and calming tone makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat cap pasture shows the way.
All right, we should be back. So if you have not seen the cams, the upper left is the pond with the waterfall, and often the fish are right there at the surface. And the upper right is the lake, which is still as can be. I'm gonna pan the camera around for you. It is super, super still.
Fish pond calm and glassy clear.
It's like the lake is like glass today. So we can watch sunrise and we can watch a sunset. The lower left there are the koi behind me that you can see sometimes, and Wywis will show up there. And then what was the guppy cam is now on a bird nest out my front door. So we've got those options. And if you go over to my fish channel, you can check out the fish over there. And there's also an underwater cam. I don't bring that one up here on this channel. So there we have those. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and run the ad for Reach a minute.
Attention streamers, content creators, gamers, and cosplayers. Last
Are you
year,
hearing
Reach
the
Conf was
ad?
an
Let me
absolute
know.
blast. An in-real-life celebration where creators connected, impactful speakers inspired, gaming tournaments, on-stage shenanigans, and fantastic music
are?
kept
Okay.
the energy high. It was more than an event. It was a community coming together. Get ready for ReachConf 2025, happening November 6 to 8. All the best parts of gaming and creative culture will be there, live and in person. Last year, we hit capacity, and even with increased numbers this year, tickets are sure to sell fast. Don't miss your chance to be part of the
Yeah,
ultimate
I know it's
IRL
both audios.
experience. Grab your tickets
here I can
now
do this.
and join the movement.
Okay. Yeah, the fish song goes through there. The Reach should be going through some other location. It usually goes through desktop audio. I'm just thinking that might help solve the problem of why I'm not getting the alerts coming through when we do the what am I thinking? Oh, the blurp. Why the blurps are not having sound. So I'm gonna. Well, okay. Let me know if you hear sad trombone. Well, I actually heard that, so I do see that. Looks like it's working. Okay, and browser comes through over here.
Strong's H 8034. Shame.
Yeah, so that's coming through. Okay. So if I'm not hearing it, you're not hearing it. That's what I'm trying to figure out, why the blurps are not coming through. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Sunshine, we still good to go in an hour?
That was so random and irrelevant.
I know, Altus. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you to schedule something. Dude, let me know. We'll stream together. Sunshine had said originally 10, and then she needs to move it to 11. So I just want to make sure if that's good, because I'm trying to decide: do I stay on for an hour, or do I go, "Hey, North Hill, welcome in"? Okay, so that one worked there. Let me try another one. Okay, so the other is actually playing in the browser, so that's why that one was working. This is not working. You have no idea when. Okay. I'm going to give you, here's a date and time. Does it work? I'm going to go that route then. I'm going to go that route. Okay, so it still works at 11. Okay, so I got an hour before I come back on and do that. That's what I was debating. Do I hang out for an hour doing more things? But I'm going to just try to figure out if I can figure out some tech stuff here. Not super exciting, I know, but... Why are they not playing on desktop audio? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Your broadcast software and Blurb. The browser source should be good there. Okay, so I'm testing it. It's not working. Why is it not showing up? Yeah, it's off. It's off. So the fact that it's showing up to me shows it must be working there. Volume is 100%. Okay, let me see what this shows here. Let me try that. Okay, now let's try it.
Whoa, prom night flashback.
Okay, did that work? Did you hear something? Yep, okay. So let's try it from the stream now. See if we work. So so I'll tell you this just a minute if as soon as I test it one more time, make sure we're working here.
Run away! Run away!
Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.
Okay. So I'm watching underneath your source in OBS. I click on where I've got Blurb coming through, and I'm guessing with an update it changed. So underneath there's a box that says control via OBS. Let me see if I can show you this. Well, yeah, I can do that. Let me scroll down a minute. Okay. Which one do I want? Let's go here. See if I can capture this. I want to show you so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, that was weird. Not what I wanted. Oh, duh, because I'm doing the wrong thing. Okay. It's not browser that I'm looking for. It's window capture. That's what I'm looking for. It's not showing me, so can I change it? No, it won't let me do that under this. Bummer.
Hate the sin, but love the sinner.
Okay.
I hate that phrase.
As soon as I click on the other, it disappears, so I can't click on it to show it to you. Must be a different way to do that. I might have to do a window capture, which I don't have one. Well, I guess it is a window capture. I mean, a screen capture. Okay. All right, let me get caught back up on chat. We got the sounds working for you. I don't hear them, but that's okay. I don't need to hear those. Played Run Away for the cost drop. Oh, coat drop. Yes, we should have played Run Away for the coat drop. That would have been hilarious. Sean and Julie, welcome in. You're looking in advanced auto properties, and for whatever reason, you only see output available for desktop audio. Well, if I go back to Blur, I'm under OBS, and I'm just under the source, and I double click on it to look at the properties, and underneath there's control audio via OBS. That's what I clicked the box, and now you can hear it. So. You just watched a few videos on why hate the sin, love the sinner is misleading and interesting concept. I totally agree with that. I've said that before. Love or hate the sin, love the sinner is an excuse that people use to mistreat people. Straight up. Totally is. It's my excuse to mistreat people and not love them. When you, I'm sorry, as soon as I hear someone say, hate the sin, love the sinner, I know exactly that you are not loving the sinner. You are not. I'm sorry. You're just not happening. Okay, so we got that part fixed. That was cool. So hopefully that stays fixed. So I'm guessing with OBS doing an update of some kind, it got clicked and not working. So there's that. There is that. Altus, that's a great one. Do you carry coins, quarters, pennies, even dollar bills? They all have an image on them. Yeah. Render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar. Give to God the things that are God's. You're carrying around an image. So. Okay. So. Let me just check. I'm going to just. You know what? I'm going to give you fish for a second while I check my messages to see if there's anything going on that I need to jump on and do. Otherwise, I could just hang out for a bit and we'll see. Okay, you sent me it? Well, I'll just check that a minute real quick.
Content creators, gamers, and cosplayers. Last year, ReachConf was an absolute blast. An in-real-life celebration where creators connected, impactful speakers inspired, gaming tourneys, on-stage shenanigans, and fantastic music kept the energy high. It was more than an event. It was a community coming together. Get ready for ReachConf 2025, happening November 6 to 8. All the best parts of gaming and creative culture will be there, live and in person.
Okay.
Last year, we hit capacity, and even with increased numbers this year,
sorry, I left
tickets are
Reach
sure
on.
to sell
I didn't
fast.
mean to do that.
Don't miss your chance to be
that.
part of...
Flat Cat Pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may.
Oh, interesting. Here I've got Blurp in the audio mixer. Okay.
Little fish, both big and small. Life in ponds so serene, nature's beauty on a screen. See the ripples, watch the flow, hear the music, gentle glow. Flat caps charm and calming tone makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat cat pasture shows the way, stream it live, come what may. Refuse Cammy shows it all. Little fish, both big and small. Life in ponds so serene, nature's beauty on a screen. See the ripples, watch the flow, hear the music, gentle glow. Flat caps charm.
Okay, so I sent you back where I'm at. So I am not under the same advanced settings. I just went under sources and I clicked on blurb, and from there I had to click control by OBS. Oh, I see the bird is there. Let's peek in on the bird, everybody. Oops. Yeah. Why are you not going? There we go. There you go. Can you see the baby birds peeking up?
Flat cap pasture rocks his tweed, streaming life by the reeds. Fish pond calm and glassy clear, view it all right from here. Dapper man with sax in hand, plays tunes by his quiet land. Acoustic guitar in the breeze serenades the fish with ease. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song.
Wonder if I get in trouble for showing the same thing on two different channels at the same time, but I'm not co-streaming each other. Interesting. You see the baby? Yeah. I put a light out there. I think I need a bigger bulb in the light. I put a light in there because it gets a little dark underneath there when the sun is not super bright out. Might need to put a different bulb in there today to brighten that up. Oh, and I stopped the music. Let me put the music back on for the bird.
Gentle glow, flat caps charm and calming tone makes the fish feel right at home.
Oh, wordy girl, I heard people talk about before that if you were streaming on more than one channel at the same time on Twitch, that there was some negative consequences of doing those kinds of things. So, for instance, I can't necessarily collab stream with two different channels that I'm on simultaneously. That there's something in the rules about that. I haven't gone and looked into it. Oh, I'm on the fish. I can stop the music here. We don't need it on the fish. That's right.
Big and small. Life in ponds so serene. Nature's beauty on a screen.
Oh, you've seen people do it not get. Oh, I understand that. You left a voice message, so you had to turn everything down to juice. If you just want to talk to me, I missed it. Oh, okay. If I was just talking to you, I sent you. I just sent you a picture of what I did. So under sources, I clicked on what I have for blurb, and then I clicked the little box that says control with OBS. Let me see if I got it.
Flat cap pasture rocks his tweed, streaming life by the reeds. Fish pond calm and glassy clear, view it all right from here. Dapper man with sax in hand plays tunes by his quiet land. Acoustic guitar in the breeze serenades the fish with ease.
Well, I did not see a message from you, so the audio must not have sent, or I haven't got it yet.
To the rhythm of his song, Flat Cat Pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may. With his cam, he shows it all.
I know. I didn't change my settings either, but OBS did an update. And so, yeah, I didn't change my setting either, but it looks like a box got unclicked or clicked, depending on which way you have it set up. That's what I was saying. So I was just looking under that and clicking my box.
Makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song.
Okay, so I don't know if this bothers everyone else here or not. I'm in... Okay, the way that people do and do not do group replies to group emails, okay? So I have a group reminder of going to an event and reply back if you're planning on it so we can have lunch for you. Great. There's 20 people in the group. I don't need to see all 20 messages of everybody replying all, I plan to be there. Good for you. I'll see you when you get there. The person who's asking for that information needs it. I don't need the information that you're going to be there. I might be excited that you're going to be here, but I don't need now 20 emails in my inbox saying I'll be there. And then the other side is when I group message everyone and say, please reply all, and people will just hit reply. It's like, come on, people.
Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat Cat Pastor shows the way. Stream it live.
Oh, you know what? My phone is on a run dead on its battery. Let me get this plugged in here.
Flat Cat Pastor rocks his tweet.
Didn't charge last night.
Fish pond calm and glassy clear. View it all right from here. Dapper man with sax in hand plays tunes by his quiet land. Acoustic guitar in the breeze serenades the fish with ease. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his
Okay,
song. Flat Cat Pastor shows
I'm watching. You let me know. Let me pull up my Discord on here. That's what I can do.
With his cam, he shows it all. Little fish, both big and small. Life in ponds.
It ended up in Disco Bear's Discord. Oh, wow. Oh, that's funny. I mean, funny as in unfortunate funny and weird. But yeah, that's weird. Okay.
Flat Cap's charm and calming tone makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm.
If you need to jump on a call and sort that through, just let me know. Let me know. You know what? I think I'm just going to change my status to. Okay, so the bird's sitting on the nest. So I'm going to switch back to fish here because the bird is done feeding the babies for now.
Refuse Cammy shows it all. Little fish, both big and small. Life in ponds so serene. Nature's beauty on a screen.
No, I don't play saxophone and guitar. I didn't make the song up, Wordy Girl. It's like, yeah, no. I didn't make the song up. you know, you give it to me, I can make some noise, some coherent noise, but not a song.
Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat cap pastor shows the way.
Yeah, well, yeah, sorry, I'm watching you people. Yes, I'm always busy, but I always respond when I can. So what I could also do is just do a quick little video of what I did on my settings and see if that's what you need to do. So I could do that for you.
Streaming life by the reeds.
Your voice recording is doing you dirty. Yeah, it does that sometimes.
Dapper man with Saxon hand.
Yeah, well, you know, I really want to trust it to not have to proofread it, but did my image make sense to you where I went to click on things?
Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat cap pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may. With his cam he shows it all. Little fish both big and small. Life in ponds so serene. Nature's beauty on a screen. See the ripples, watch the flow.
I'm going to try Stream Avatars. It was not working earlier. We'll try that again, see if I can get that operational and play with that.
Makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, they're just wanting to push it and get it done sometimes.
Flat cat pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may.
And it's still crashing. I don't know what's up with
Fish, both big and small.
Stream Avatars.
Life in ponds so serene. Nature's beauty on a screen.
Try opening it from Steam instead.
See the ripples, watch the flow. Hear the music, gentle glow. Flat cap's charm, calm in tone, makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat cap pastor shows the
Also got to
way.
see. This is one of the things I lost when I had to totally reinstall Windows. I lost a bunch of things, and now I'm finding, oh, I never reinstalled those on here. So I lost Final Fantasy 14. Oh, I'm launching Stream Avatars. Oh, maybe it's not going. From Steam. Auto connecting. Is it gonna make it?
Fish pond calm and glassy.
Loading.
View it all right from here.
Waiting. Giving me the dirty message that's gonna crash. Yep, it crashed. Why is this having problems?
Acoustic guitar in the breeze serenades the fish.
Maybe I should uninstall, reinstall. Maybe that's what I should do.
Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat cap pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may.
I'm watching. Basically, you were just saying you're grateful because you wanted to reach out to a lot of people, and they're really busy, so you didn't. Oh yeah.
Life in ponds so
You take okay. Well, and the thing is too, I know people are busy too, and it's sometimes just a matter of, do you reach out? Do you not reach out? I struggle with that as well. Let me see if I can uninstall, reinstall Stream Avatars. That might be the thing to do.
Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm.
Or it's an option.
Flat cat pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may.
King Quack Attack, welcome in. Pekach is the same letters as Pikachu.
Refuse Cammy shows it all. Little fish, both big and small. Life in ponds so serene.
I do think I figured out my problem with the game capture and the camera yesterday. I had to take one and not go through my hub, and then it seemed to work all right. Wordy, you're always busy as well, but I always tell people that they can reach out to me whenever, but the sometimes still don't because they want to be nice, I guess. Yeah, there is that level. Okay, so we're uninstalling Stream Avatars. And we'll reinstall and see if that will allow it to work.
Flat Cap Pastor rocks his tweet. Streaming.
Oh, the bird is back.
Fish pond calm and glassy clear. View it all right.
Baby bird's popping up. There we go. Baby bird getting a worm.
Dapper man with sax in hand.
Mom, stay on the side. You're blocking the view. I can't count if there's 3 birds or 2 in there.
Acoustic guitar in the breeze serenades the fish with ease.
Yeah, but see what I mean? I think I need a brighter light. I put a light up yesterday, but I think it needs to be brighter.
To the rhythm of his song.
Okay. I think it fully uninstalled. Now I can install it again and see if it will launch. Hopefully it doesn't mean I have to reload everything with it and put all my settings back in.
Life in ponds so serene, nature's beauty on a screen. See the ripples.
Okay, so it's reinstalled. Let's launch it.
Gentle glow, flat cap's charm and calming tone makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat Cat Pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come
Oh, you had a game wheel. Was that gonna spin and figure out what game to play? Nope. It still crashed. It still crashed. I don't know what's up. Stream Avatar. If anyone else is having problems with Stream Avatars, let me know.
Life in ponds so serene, nature's beauty on a screen.
Okay, I see it.
See the ripples, watch the flow, hear the music, gentle glow. Flat cap's charm and calm in tone makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat Cap Pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may. Flat Cap Pastor rocks his tweet, streaming life by the reeds. Fish pond calm and glassy clear, view it all right from here. Dapper man with sax in hand plays tunes by his quiet land. Acoustic guitar in the breeze serenades the fish with ease. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat Cap Pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may. With his cam he shows it all. Little fish both big and small. Life in ponds so serene. Nature's beauty on a screen. See the ripples, watch the flow. Hear the music, gentle glow. Flat caps charm and calming tone makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat cat pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may. Refuse Cammy shows it all. Little fish, both big and small.
Well, the bird is coming and going there, so that's kind of cool. We'll see how many more trips the bird makes.
See the ripples, watch the flow. Hear the music, gentle glow. Flat caps charm, calm in tone makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm.
Okay, so I was trying to get marbles loaded as well, so we could try that. So
stream it live, come what may. Flat cap pastor rocks his tweed, streaming life by the reeds. Fish pond calm and glassy clear, view it all right from here. Dapper man with sax in hand plays tunes by his quiet land. Acoustic guitar in the breeze serenades the fish with ease. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat cap pastor shows the way.
Tell you what, I love having community where I can ask people questions. I may not always be able to solve it, but you know, it's so valuable having other people that are doing similar things, that are willing to share and help. So just thankful for all of you that I learned from, and all those that are doing more advanced things than I am. I love your idea of having walk-on music. Oh, the bird's back. I have not figured out the walk-on music piece yet.
Makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat cat pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may.
Okay, so I'm replaying the clip. It looks like there's two birds. Looks like there's just two birds in the nest.
Little fish
making a clip here. That's nice. That was a nice one.
Life in ponds so serene, nature's beauty on a screen.
All right, I like that.
See the ripples, watch the flow. Hear the music, gentle glow. Flat caps charm, calm in tone makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish,
I didn't clip
they
that
swim
on
along to the rhythm of his song. Flat cap pastor shows the way.
Oh well.
Stream it live, come what may.
Yeah, with the worms. The worms came back. Hungry babies, yep. And they're coming back and forth. Now, here's what I don't like. You're stealing my worms. My lawn needs those worms. My garden needs those worms. I do have some VODs of the koi stream. I should say, I only have clips of the koi stream. I do not save the VODs. So I just clipped that on this stream, which is actually the same thing that's showing currently on the koi channel. So I do make clips over there, but I figured the VODs, there's no reason to keep the VODs up hours and hours, and you don't know when something is. If there's something worth making a clip of and you see it live, then I just make the clip. Yeah, she has her priorities in order, yes.
With his cam, he shows it all. Little fish, both big and small.
Oh yeah, I could tag the koi. I can also download it and upload it too. I've made several of them, and I'm gonna keep making them. So, well, I'm still downloading marbles, so this isn't ready to run yet. I was gonna try to do that.
Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song.
Oh yeah, it would definitely, if I have the VOD, it would be just put a marker and go and clip it and make a clip later. Yeah, definitely can do that. Could even make a longer one or shorter to be able to share. That's certainly a possibility.
Refuse Cammy shows it all. Little fish, both big and small. Life in ponds so serene. Nature's beauty on a screen. See the ripples, watch the flow. Hear the music, gentle glow. Flat caps charm, calm in tone makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat cap pasture shows the way. Stream it live, come what may. Flat cap pasture rocks his tweed, streaming life by the reeds. Fish pond calm and glassy clear, view it all right from here. Dapper man with sax in hand plays tunes by his quiet land. Acoustic guitar in the breeze serenades the fish with ease. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat cap pasture shows the way. Stream it live, come what may.
Oh,
with his cam, he shows it all. Little fish, both big and small. Life in ponds so serene. Nature's beauty on a screen. See the ripples, watch the flow. Hear the music, gentle glow. Flat caps charm and calm in tone makes the
Stream Racer might also be a fun option for long streams, since you know you like to laughable moments. Make chaos happen when you give 10-bit increments during the game. Okay, don't know that one.
Stream it live, come what may.
Okay, so I was trying to do this, and then it's wanting to do this. I just get aggravated when it doesn't do what I want to. It doesn't give me a...
Little fish, both big and small. Life in ponds so serene. Nature's beauty.
Okay, did I log in? Did I not log in? Okay, it does say I'm logged in. That's weird.
See the ripples, watch the flow, hear the music.
Okay, window mode.
Glow.
I do
Flat caps charm.
not want full screen.
Tone makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along. To
Colorblind
the
mode. That's
of
interesting.
his song. Flat cap pasture shows the way. Stream it live, come what may. Flat cap pasture.
I've never seen that before. That's kind of cool. Okay, so I got that. Audio.
Streaming life by the rays. Fish pond calm and glassy clear. View it all right from here. Dapper man.
Okay, let's see what that does.
Plays tunes by his quiet land. Acoustic guitar in the breeze serenades the fish with ease. Watch the fish, they swim along.
Let me pull this up over here.
Of his song. Flat cap
How do we
pasture
go back?
shows
We
the
go back.
way. Stream it live, come what may.
Okay, so let me go over to game. I haven't been on game in a while, so bye-bye, birdie.
Little fish both big.
And I'm